Tonight, a second federal judge halted President Trump's third version of the travel ban.
And a shooting in Maryland that killed 3 and injured 2.
Plus, the NBA season gets underway with an upset and a broken ankle. Murrow News 8 starts now.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Derek Baker.
And I'm Elizabeth Medina. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
This Saturday, Washington State will face off against the University of Colorado in this year's homecoming game. WSU will look to bounce back after last week's upsetting loss to Cal, dropping their conference record to 4-1. The Buffaloes are currently in dead last in the Pac-12 South with a 1-3 record and will hope to spoil the Cougs' homecoming weekend. The game will be at 7:45 and weather conditions for the game are supposed to be horrible with a 100% chance of rain and high winds.
Ex-Washington State Cougar wide receiver River Craycraft was signed by the Denver Broncos last night. Craycraft was a staple in Mike Leach's air raid offense. While playing wide receiver for the Cougs, he gained over 2,500 yards and caught 20 touchdown passes.
3 people are dead and 2 are injured in Maryland after a gunman opened fire on his co-workers at a granite business. Radeed Prince then drove to Delaware and shot another person before being caught. The shooting began around 9 a.m. in Edgewood, roughly 20 miles from Baltimore. The motive is still unclear. However, police believe the attack was planned. The conditions of the 2 injured is still unknown. Several schools in the area were put in lockdown following reports of gunshots. Prince is also accused of punching a co-worker in the face at his previous job. Reports of a shooter at Howard University in D.C. have been confirmed as false. This is a new second false report since the shooting in Las Vegas attacks at Mandalay Bay. The reports came from a woman claiming her ex-boyfriend was on campus with a gun. D.C. police sent out 100 officers. Campus was closed and the search was conducted, but no gunman was found.
A passenger aboard Delta Airlines was told by crew members to stop singing the national anthem. Dr. Pamela Gaudry sang the national anthem in honor of a late Army Staff Sergeant whose casket was on the plane, but shortly after Gaudry began, a flight attendant told her to stop singing because it would violate the company's policy. Delta spokesman Anthony Black later said that there was no such policy and the airline apologized to Dr. Gaudry.
The federal judge in Maryland is the second to block the third version of President Donald Trump's travel ban. 8 more countries were added to the new version of the ban, including Chad, Iran, Syria, Yemen, and Somalia. This version is a permanent restriction instead of the previous 90-day attempts. The judge orders does not affect the restriction travels of people from North Korea and Venezuela. 2 U.S. senators are finalizing a bipartisan health care deal. Senators Lamar Alexander and Patty Murray are working to getting the government payments made to insurance companies to help reduce out-of-pocket costs for low-income clients. President Donald Trump cut government aid for the insurance companies last week, but the potential health care agreement states insurance companies will look to receive about $20 billion of federal aid for 2 years. The agreement also states it will let people of any age purchase low-premium, high-deductible, catastrophic plans. Alexander also wants states to have more flexibility to design insurance plans under the program. The Taliban used suicide bombers to target police compounds and government facilities in a wave of attacks across Afghanistan on Tuesday. The attacks resulted in the death of 74 people, including a provincial police chief. The attacks included 2 car bombs and 5 individual suicide bombers. Afghanistan Deputy Interior Minister Murad Ali Murad called it the biggest terrorist attack this year. Most of the casualties were civilians who had come to the center, which also serves as a government passport department. The Taliban has claimed responsibility for all 3 attacks.
The U.S.-backed forces in northern Syria claimed the capital of ISIS after a 4-month battle that left the city in ruins. Soldiers from the Syrian Democratic Forces fighting against ISIS in Syria said the combat operations in Raqqa are now complete. However, the soldiers continue to search for booby traps and bombs left by ISIS members throughout the city.
After the break, the new iPhone is getting a facelift.
And we'll give you the weather update. Brittany will be here to tell you if the rain is here to stay or go.
King.
Go fish! In your face! In your face!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Hey, Brittany, we've got a big week with all kinds of events coming up. How's the weather looking for homecoming?
Thanks, Derek. Yeah, the rain is still here, and it will probably continue throughout the night as well. Except today was a nice high of 61, so it wasn't too chilly, but definitely would grab a little coat or something that will keep you warm. Going on to tomorrow, we do see rain. We have the morning, afternoon, and evening, so definitely going to need an umbrella or a trench coat, something so you're not getting wet out there. Definitely, but the thing is that it's still going to be kind of warm, so it won't be that bad. All right, as we look to our map, we can see that Seattle, Olympia, Vancouver, we all have that rain coming down. But in Wenatchee and Yakima, we do see that sun, so maybe take a little road trip, something to dry off. As we look on the other side of the state, we have Pullman and Spokane with that rain. So definitely in the next couple of days, a lot of rainfall as we can see in our forecast. As we move on to our 5-day forecast, we can see Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yet again, we have that rain. But luckily for us, on Monday and Tuesday, we see that sun. So the temperatures are going to be around the high 50s. So it's not going to be that cold, but 2 days going to be really nice with some sun and 60 degrees. All right, that's about it for weather. Back to the desk.
After the break, we'll tell you about the new iPhone features that will replace Touch ID.
And how one WSU club is raising awareness for breast cancer.
The great outside.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny.
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
A new feature on the iPhone X will make Touch ID irrelevant. One of the most unique features on this new iPhone is Face ID. The phone will capture mathematical representations of a person's face to serve as a security measure. Those representations, like previous fingerprint information, will only be available on that specific device, helping to ensure privacy. Pre-order sales begin next Friday. Typically during the month of October, you think of Halloween and fall activities, but it is also a time to bring awareness to breast cancer. Brittany McIntosh shares with us a story about a woman who battled this disease and wants to bring awareness this month.
And when I went in to have the ultrasound and I saw it, that moment was when I knew that had to be cancer.
Sue Johnson had no idea she was battling cancer after missing out on years of going and getting checked.
Actually, I hate to even admit to it because you absolutely feel like an idiot. I literally did not realize it had been 7 years since I'd had a mammogram.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month is a time to highlight people's needs to go to the doctor.
And doing everything you can to make sure that you stay healthy and that you find out if there is something wrong as soon as possible. So getting those mammograms, getting the colonoscopies, doing all of those things are so important.
Around the Palouse, there are many ways that breast cancer awareness is being shown. Right here on campus, the Black Student Union is selling cupcakes to help.
Been here every Wednesday of this month because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we've been selling cupcakes for $1. Pretty much give what you can and take what you need.
Each of these 8 cupcakes represent a woman in our community. Unfortunately, one of these cupcakes will be diagnosed with breast cancer during her lifetime.
Doctors recommend to get checked for breast cancer every year to ensure you have the help you need.
And as far as they were telling me, that I was cancer-free. So that makes me feel really good.
Brittany McIntosh, Murrow News 8.
Netflix is going to add up to 80 original movies in their lineup for the next quarter. This essentially means that a new movie will be released every 4.5 days. In the previous quarter, Netflix only released 8 movies. After the break, we'll give you a sports update.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it. Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The great outside.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny.
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Ezekiel Elliott will play this Sunday against the 49ers after a U.S. District Judge granted Elliott a temporary restraining order request with regards to his pending 6-game suspension. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell suspended Elliott in August after a year-long investigation into domestic violence accusations made by Elliott's former girlfriend. The NFL Players Association is challenging the process the NFL undertook to suspend Elliott and the power of the commissioner. Minutes into the opening game of the 2017-2018 season, Boston Celtics star guard Gordon Hayward suffered a gruesome ankle injury that caused him to be airlifted back to Boston. The Celtics battled the defending Eastern Conference Cavaliers all the way to the final minute. Kyrie Irving missed a last-second shot, giving the Cavs the win by 3 points. Over in the Western Conference last night, the Houston Rockets took on the reigning champions Golden State Warriors in what some are saying could be a Western Conference Finals preview. The Warriors fell to the Rockets in a game that was decided on the last-second shot by KD that went in but did not leave his hands as the buzzer sounded, giving the Rockets the shocking win. The LA Dodgers are 1 win away from representing the National League in the World Series after a statement 6-1 victory over the Chicago Cubs last night. The New York Yankees overcame a 4-0 deficit against the Houston Astros to even the series 2-2. Game 5 in both series are being played right now. Thanks for watching. Join us every weeknight at 7 and 10 p.m. for Pullman's only nightly newscast.
Have a great night, and don't forget to follow Murrow News 8 on Facebook and Twitter.